So I know it's been a lot of yapping videos lately. I apologize. We'll get to the gameplay soon enough. But in the meantime, I wanted to talk about why boring times are the best times to continue playing Marvel Future Fight. And I know this is going to sound like a shill video, or this is going to sound like it's a paid sponsorship to like, guys, please don't quit MFF. Listen, I don't care if you quit MFF, quit. But I find it funny from talking to players over the last 9 years that I've seen a pattern, a pretty consistent pattern, which is that, and don't get me wrong, this makes sense, but players come back for big updates. They're like, oh man, Null got a new uniform in Tier 4, let's go. Yo, they put Silver Surfer in the game, I'm gonna play. And they play for, 2 weeks, a month, 2 months, and they have fun, and then eventually bad updates come. Right? We get boring updates, we get the Star-Lord crap, we get the Hawkeye crap, we get some boring stuff. Cassandra gets added as a character, okay, Bullseye, whatever, right? Like what we've had recently, Thunderbolts update, etc. And they're like, man, the game's so boring. I think I'm gonna quit for a little bit. Okay. And they quit for a little bit. They take a break for 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. And then they're like, let me go check out what's going on in Marvel Future Fight. Go Google search, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And oh man, Mephisto's getting a new uniform in a Tier 4 for the Ironheart show. Whoa, that's crazy. I'm gonna go play Marvel Future Fight again. Yeah, you are. And then you're going to realize Mephisto's a really expensive character to build up. Guess what, bro? All those days and weeks and months that you weren't playing, you should have been playing when it was boring. Because now that it's fun, you can't do anything. And then players jump in and they're like, hey, how do I build Mephisto? And it's like, well, you need 100 million gold. And they're like, what 100? I have 5. Sir, what can I get with 5? I have 5 million gold and I have 12 Norn Stones of Chaos. No, not 1,200. Literally 12. Well, you can't get anything. Oh, man, this game sucks, man. This sucks. And then, okay, I'll grind. And then you grind for 1-2 months, and boom. Oh, I built Mephisto. Yes, I did it, guys. Yes. You play for a couple more weeks. You're like, oh, man, Mephisto's so cool, blah, blah, blah. Whatever. It doesn't have to be Mephisto, but in this case, it's prescient because of the Ironheart update, right? And then a month after that, they're like, oh, man, we keep getting these lame updates, man. They didn't give Dr. Doom a new uniform for the Fantastic Four movie. The Fantastic Four update wasn't very good. This new update's not very good either. I'm not really digging the seasonal characters. I think I'm going to take another break from the game. You see where this is going? And then October 2025 comes around and they drop like, I don't know, Zombie Phase 3. And they drop like some crazy zombie Tier 4s. And everyone's like, oh my god. Or whatever. They do like the black and white Werewolf by Night where they give Elsa a Tier 4 and they give Werewolf a Tier 4. Shout out to Mattery. And it's so sick. And then people come right back. And then it's like this cycle, man. It's like you play 1 month out of every 3 months. And you can't catch up that way. Because that's the whole rub of mobile games, right? That's the whole shtick. And I'm not saying that the shtick is good. And I'm not saying that you should just accept the shtick and just be a slave to Marvel Future Fight. That's not what I mean. What I mean to say is like, look at be honest with yourself. If you only like the expensive characters, and unfortunately that's just the way it is in Marvel Future Fight, right? If you only like the Doctor Dooms and the Mephistos and the Kangs and the Gore and the Null, I got bad news for you. Those are the most expensive characters in the game. So if you like the most expensive characters in the game, then you have to play the game. You have to farm. You have to do the boring shit. And you have to just farm a lot to save up resources for those characters so that when they come around and then it's fun again, you have the resources to build those characters. So I don't know if that's like very obvious to people and then they're like, okay, Alex, like I knew that already, I just don't care. Fair enough. But I see people falling into this cycle a lot, and I especially want to caution people against spending on expensive characters that they don't really care about. I understand that Gladiator is really good for your ABX, ABL scores, and your alliance mates may be pressuring you for this reason or that reason, or some clown with a beard is telling you, oh, you should build Thanos because PvP. Listen, if you don't like these expensive characters, especially if you're not a consistent player, don't build them. Don't build them. Don't build Adam because people tell you, oh, you can get an extra 20 crystals a week in timeline battle if you just give him a conquest and play manually 80 times. Bro, you're going to blow your brains out doing that crap. If you don't like the character, what are you doing to yourself? Right? Again, I'm not talking to the everyday players. I'm not talking to the veterans who are grinding out 24/7. I get it. And I respect you guys a lot, especially the free-to-play and the low-spending grinders. But for the players who are casual, whether you spend money or not, It's more dangerous if you spend a lot of money and you're casual. That's the most dangerous subset of Marvel Future Fight player. I actually might make a separate video on that, like the different types of Marvel Future Fight players, or like mobile game players in general. But the players who spend a lot of money and don't play regularly, you know who you are, by the way. I know at least 2 of you. If you're listening, I know who you are. Anyways, not a threat, just sort of like a funny recognition. Those are the players that are most at risk of having their wallets manipulated, because they don't play during the boring times and they don't accumulate the resources needed to then build up characters like this, etc., when they inevitably get their rework. Because they will inevitably get it. Like, don't get me wrong, we will get Kang tier 4. We will get Gore tier 4. These characters are going to be prioritized because the devs know how expensive they are. And they know that they can then sell the packs in the shop, the Mephisto upgrade relay pack, the Thanos upgrade relay pack. We've seen these so many times. They're not in the shop right now because they don't have one of them for that specific character, but we see it all the time. The Null upgrade pack, and they sell you on the you know, premium, what is it, premium ticket? There's like the regular ticket now, and there's the premium ticket. So you have, here you go. You have the first potential realization ticket, and you have the superior first potential realization ticket. And again, this is for those characters, for the players who, you know, just can't hack it to grind out every day and play, but then they want to jump in and play with their favorite, whether it's Odin, whether it's, you know, this guy Dormammu, that guy, whatever. So yeah, that's what I would basically say, and I would basically frame it that way. Like, if you are, you know, if you have expensive taste, let's put it that way. If you have expensive tastes in Marvel Future Fight, and you want to then have the resources to build up these characters, you have to grind when it's boring. You have to play the game when it's not fun, because then you will have more fun when it is fun, if that makes sense, right? So you kind of, you make hay while the sun is shining, and then but actually no, the sun is shining is when it's fun. And it's a bad analogy, but basically what I'm trying to say is you work when it's boring, and then that way you'll be able to build up these characters faster when they get released, when they get their uniforms, when they get their reworks, whatever, and you'll be able to enjoy them. You'll still probably end up taking a lot of breaks. I'm not trying to convince people not to play Marvel Future Fight or convince them to stay or anything like that. It doesn't matter to me, but it's just more like you know, trying to set yourself up to have a more enjoyable experience of the game rather than always feeling like you're playing catch up. And I don't know, maybe there are some people out there who like playing catch up. They like, and I'm not saying catch up like the condiment, I'm saying like catch up. I know there are some people that enjoy coming back to the game after, you know, 6 months or a year and having a lot of new things to do. They're like, oh man, look at all these new buttons I can press. Look at all these new things to build. I know there are people out there like that. And if that's what works for you, that's great. And you should do that. But for everybody else, again, if you have expensive tastes, start farming now. Start getting your dispatch clears in order. You know, start getting all those passive rewards set up. Go in here. No, not that. Go in here and hit dispatch and set these up and move them around so you can get that 20 to go up to a 21 or whatever, so you can get more passive rewards and get more, you know, easily farmed things. Farm out your 5 world bosses of the day, just stage 1, it doesn't matter. But just do these things consistently so that when it comes time for your favorite character to get a rework, because it will happen eventually unless your character is Singularity, you'll be ready. And then for everybody else that doesn't have expensive tastes, hey, just enjoy it, man. You can take multiple breaks from the game and come back and still have a blast because your favorite characters are super easy to build up, because your favorite character is Hulk, or your favorite character is, I don't know, Winter Soldier or some crap like that. In that case, yeah, fantastic. I do think you're missing out because there are a lot of really cool characters that are native tier 2 or native tier 3. But I fully understand, and I know there are players out there who just don't build native, like the expensive characters, or they wait until the end to build them. I've seen plenty of accounts from my day roasting where they have every single character unlocked, tier 2, 6-star, and then you get all the way to the bottom, and you find 1-star Thanos, 1-star Silver Surfer, 1-star Mephisto, 1-star Black Dwarf, 1-star Corvus. They don't give a shit about that. And let me be clear, now that I've mentioned them, when I'm talking about grinding up for the characters, I'm not talking about these guys. They will get their day as well too, but they're not nearly as important to grind for as... I mean, they're still important, don't get me wrong. It's the same logic applies. But for the native tier 3s, it's especially important, and for Mephisto with Ironheart, it's especially prescient. But yeah, these guys are just on another level in terms of costs. They are just insanely expensive. So yeah, I just wanted to put that out there. It crossed my mind multiple times, and I just saw it a lot during the anniversary with tons of people coming back to the game and then you know, finding some pain points and finding some frustration and obstacles to building characters because they don't have a ton of resources saved up, those resources are saved up during these boring, dry stretches where you have like lame updates or whatever, or updates that just don't interest you. You just have to keep grinding, find ways to minimize the gameplay experience so that you're not on the phone a lot if that's something that bothers you. But ultimately, you want to keep farming so that you can have the resources to then just build up whoever you want when they come around. That's just my take, though. You're more than welcome to play the game however you want. Standard PSA, just my opinion, all that good stuff. But yeah, let me know what you think, guys. Hit me up in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching the video. Smash the like button if you enjoyed the content, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.